Hello guys, and welcome to today's video where I'll be teaching you how you can begin to master yourself, your emotions, your reactions, etc. Now of course, this isn't a quick fix, and when I mean mastery I don't mean absolute perfection. And so we must always remember this, we're on our journey, and we can never truly master ourselves, but we can get obviously a bit closer to it than we already are. Before I get in how to master oneself, I will quickly explain what it is. So mastery over oneself is the process of digging deeper into our thoughts, how we feel, and how it is demonstrated in our daily behaviour. It is about awareness of the prior state that we were in, which is the first step to mastery. Just remember as well, it's a never-ending process. We can never fully become in control. However, as I stated before, we still can get closer to it. So now, we can get on to the first step of self-mastery. So the first step is to become aware of oneself. Self-awareness is the ability to observe and understand our own thoughts, feelings and actions. Self-awareness is the first step because it allows us to see who we truly are. Behind all the biases, we can see that we aren't the people that we think that we are. It is considered to be the primary driver of introspection and leads us to being more aware of our current thoughts and actions. This can also help, as if we are aware of how we act in life, then we can place our attention onto behaviours that we do not like and make us feel uncomfortable. For example, being overly mean to people when they haven't done anything wrong. Now the second step is self-exploration. This is a study or analysis of our inner selves, inner thoughts, beliefs, emotions and ideals. Basically why we are the way that we are. It's important for us to be aware of our internal processes, which is essential when trying to understand why we function the way that we do. The process of self-exploration is complex and requires a great deal of introspection, research and patience. It allows us to explore and understand how we are feeling and creates a desire to acquire knowledge through a variety of means such as books, videos, etc. Now the third step of self-mastery is self-discovery. It's the process of understanding ourselves, where we stand in the world. This is a skill that can be developed through reflection and journaling, and through this development, we have the ability to delve deeper than our superficial facades that we create to fit in around other people. We're able to look into truths that uphold our beliefs, attitudes and behaviours, basically our moral code. It allows us to acquire insights into the reasons of what, how and why we feel and behave in the ways that we do. Now this is essential because it allows us to see the gap between the ideal self and how we are right now. Now the fourth step is self-love. It's a result of discovering and understanding yourself. It's the acceptance of who we are and allows us to progress to the other stages of self-mastery. When we begin to truly love ourselves, not hating ourselves and not being egotistical, and believing that we are above what we truly are, we can accept that we are imperfect beings. You'll stop criticising yourself for everything and punishing yourself for the smallest things, as you can look outside of your biased perspective, practically being a stranger to yourself. Now for this, just imagine that you're an outsider and you've just seen who you are, for example, walking on the streets. Now you're not going to have a bias on how this person acts or feels or whatever, because obviously you know nothing about the person. And so that's how we should act in our daily life. It can allow us to accept ourselves in every regard, both the good and the bad, and it is a primary source of high self-esteem. Now in my opinion, that stage is the hardest, but of course it is very essential in our journey. Now the fifth stage is self-transformation. Only when you are able to love yourself, despite the flaws and imperfections that are present, can you experience what the true inner transformation is like. This allows us to experience change in our lives, whether big or small, allowing us to flow throughout life, not being as harsh to change or discomfort, and just allowing it to be. It allows us to transcend our previous limitations and destructive tendencies. It allows us to build something new within ourselves. It allows us to experience changes in our lives, allowing us to flow in this world. Now the sixth and final stage of this is self-mastery itself. This is where we are self-aware of our thoughts and feelings, which allow us to simply observe interactions, internal and external, without reacting to it, without a bias. Self-mastery is transcended beyond momentary thoughts and feelings. We will have transcended beyond ourselves, living a life that is spiritually flowing and harmonious. We are not a slave to our thoughts and emotions. We are able to observe our internal processes without identifying with them. Basically, believing that we are a bad person just because of our thoughts, no evidence from our actions. And it's the only way to experience what it means to realize that we are more than our thoughts and emotions. We can realize that as people, we're more than just our thoughts and emotions, and the content of our character is based upon our actual actions, not our irrational or obsessive thoughts. And just before I go, I'd like to apologise about not uploading in a long time. I've been finished with my exams for a couple of weeks now, but I just found it hard to get back into the groove, and to be honest, I was quite tired after finishing exams. But anyways, I'd like to say thank you for watching today's video. I hope that you were able to incorporate this lesson into your development, and good luck on the rest of your journey.